Hey, so how y'all doing? So today I'm going to be talking about some animal myths, alright? And we'll see if they're myths or if they're facts. Nah, they're all myths. Well, actually, we'll see, alright? So anyways, I'm going to start off with the ostriches burying their heads in the ground myth. This is probably the most well-known animal myth, and maybe some people saw ostriches as bringing their heads close to the ground and assuming that they buried their heads to the ground. I mean, their heads do kind of look like the color of their heads, it does match the sand. So I guess that's how that myth came to be, but it's a myth. All right, they don't do that. Next myth is snakes. Snakes dislocating their jaws. I don't know where this came from. I think I read this in a book or something, but this is not true. Snakes do not dislocate their jaws when they're eating. Instead, first off, their jaws, like their lower jaws, are not connected to their upper jaws. That's one. Two, their lower jaws have two halves, and it's connected by this elastic-like ligament. So when a snake opens its mouth, the ligament stretches, and then the lower jaw is gonna split apart. But like I said, it's connected by the ligament. So when it opens wide, it looks like it's wide, but it's like two halves of the jaw is just like being stretched out apart. Basically, that's it. All right. So next myth is bulls. You know, when you have the matador and the matador waves the red flag and the bull gets very pissed off. Well, just like your father, this is a myth, all right? Bulls don't hate the color red. Their eyes are actually dichromic, meaning each eye has a different color receptor. And the only thing that really pisses bulls off is the movement. That's what gets the bulls really pissed. All right, so next myth is sharks. Sharks can smell blood from a couple miles away. I once also believed this one. This one I really believed. But because I'm older and wiser, I don't believe this anymore. Sharks do have great smell. They do have a great sense of smell. But it's only like a couple hundred yards, not a couple miles. Alright, so next myth is camels storing water in their humps. Those humps do not have water. It has fat. Alright? They use the fat to survive in the hot-ass desert when there's no food or water. Alright? Very simple. Now, next myth. Bees can only sting once. This is the first myth that is somewhat true. Okay, this is somewhat true. Only honeybees can sting once and then they die. Other bees like bumblebees have smooth stingers, meaning they can sting multiple times. And wasps and hornets also have smooth stingers. I mean, I said bees, not wasps and hornets, but you want to avoid those too, especially the wasps and the hornets, because their stings hurt way more. And next is bats. Bats being blind as a bat. And exactly like my hopes and dreams of being a comedian, this is also a myth. Alright? Yeah, when you say you're as blind as a bat, that's so disrespectful to bats, because bats actually have pretty good vision. Although most bats do echolocate, fruit bats don't do that, meaning their vision is much better. Okay? Bats are not blind. Alright? Now, next myth is porcupines. Porcupines shooting out their quills. I believe I mentioned this in my porcupine video, which you should really check out. But they don't do that. They're not able to do that, all right? That's like saying if you were able to shoot out your hair, all right? Quills, the porcupine quills, they're just hair. It's just hardened hair. That's all it is. So if you don't touch it, you'll be fine. I don't remember, but I think I heard this from somewhere. Some people actually believe that their quills have poison or venom inside. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tripping. I don't know. But next myth is cutting a worm in half gives you two worms. The classic power of regeneration. Wonderful power that a lot of animals have. Worms also have this power. But if you cut off their tail, they can regrow it. You cut off their head, and they're dead. Check out those bars, bro. Check out those bars. I'm going to be an aspiring rapper one day. False. That's also a myth. But anyways, this myth is somewhat true as well. Flatworms, on the other hand, can regenerate new halves if you cut it in half. So the earthworm is a myth, but the flatworm is actually a fact. Now, final myth that I have is chameleons changing colors for camouflage. This, as well as Steph Curry being better than LeBron, is a myth. Chameleons do not change their color based on camouflage. It's only a coincidence that they match their colors of their surroundings. But chameleons only change color based on their mood and based on temperature. Yep. So if a chameleon is feeling aggressive, they'll change into like a darker color. But if they're hot, they'll change into a lighter color. Hey, bro, imagine if women were able to change their color based on their mood. They'd be looking like the whole pride flag. That comment right there is probably gonna get me canceled. And I didn't even get a platform yet. How sad. But anyways, that's it. That's all I got for y'all. So I'm out.